experience is an experiment, is that every occurrence is happening inside our imagination. That has to be something to at least consider. And then the awareness of the experience involves sort of a conversation between your consciousness and the awareness. So your consciousness quantifies the reality, your awareness qualifies it. And if you are, let's say, determined to only be logical and extrapolate information that you can observe with your eyes, then you're depending on a very small piece of the entire message, and it's a very small number. It's 0.0035% to be exact. And yet the action of observation, appreciation, and perception does involve sort of two things, specifically in regards to the perception. It's a lens that refracts the light. You have to receive the light before you can bend it. Refraction is about bending light. When you bend the light, you're altering it. You're altering its flow so that it will join with your stream of consciousness. So the streams of consciousness involve basically wave interference patterns, and you have two types of wave interference. You have constructive and destructive. I like to use the word deconstructive because it makes more sense to me that way. If you combine two waveforms that have the same properties, and those three properties are amplitude, wavelength, and frequency, the amplitude is the intensity. So it's sort of another way of signifying a piece of the message itself. And you can determine a point of, in this case, the particle itself. So wave particle duality is basically the unification of two behaviors, the wave-like behavior and the particle formation itself.
And the
So the particle
signifiers signify
forms,
its significance. Signify significance.
right?
Signifiers.
Perfect. Exactly. The more intense the signal, the more significant it is. And when it's more significant, it's more relevant to your present moment. So this is where time comes into play. The time significance is how you value whatever it is that you're observing. And remember, to evaluate means that you are doing so from a standpoint of non-judgmental thinking. When you are judgmental, you are predetermining the value or lack thereof of the information prior to actually experiencing it. You're not supposed to know how something is going to feel until you experience it. So when you tell the universe, you know what, I don't like how that thing looks, so therefore I'm not going to find any benefit, and I'm going to either hate it or ignore it outright. Well, your subconscious does want to better understand reality. Your your desires, your dreams, your wishes, your hopes, all of these things are coming from the awareness of the subconscious that thrives on the information and grows and expands. So you are doing two things with your perception, and it's a simultaneous occurrence. You're refracting through absorption, which is a type of detection. So every detection basically records the information in space-time. So the Akashic Records is basically space-time itself. Space-time is causal, space-time is non-physical, space-time is detectable, it's divisible. It has all of these properties that are really super
Space-time
interesting.
is all there is.
Exactly. Space-time is all there actually is. The universe is really happening, but it is all an illusion. So when I say you're doing two things simultaneously with your perception, it's refraction and reflection. So you refract the information and then you reflect how you feel about it. Not what you think, but what you feel. So the thought process, so pattern recognition. So even the word recognition has cognition in it. It's how you order and make sense out of the information. That's what your consciousness does. It quantifies the information in order to make sense out of it. When something makes sense, it resonates because you've reduced the complexity of that information. Remember, constructive and destructive wave interference. Constructive will increase the intensity or the amplitude of the signal, and destructive wave interference basically does something called phase cancellation, which is simply a reduction of the complexity or the intricacies of the light forms, making them more sound-like. When light is being sound, it's peaceful, it's resonating, it's still. So when light becomes more, I'm going to say light is going to be more of these particular occurrences that we see and detect and feel, and then the sound is just simply the resonance. It's the peacefulness. I mean, even if you look at the definition of the word sound, there's basically three basic meanings to it. Sound means a sonic vibration. Sound means a state of mind. So to be peacefully sound. And then sound also is a description for a body of water. What's the body of water? Well, it's the universe itself. It's an ocean of awareness that is going to be waving its information towards us, and it's going to be flooding our awareness. So we have our universe of imagination that will be flooded with more awareness, and it's all occurring through the streams of consciousness that interact with us. So everything has what is called sentience, because everything has the ability to feel. Everything has a duality of, it's a wave particle duality. The wave is the awareness, the particle is the consciousness.